Okay, Sspopiikimi, good day. It is just after 1 o'clock in the afternoon of Thursday, my favorite day of the week, the 10th of April 2025, if you can believe that. We're nearing the new moon, the Easter moon. We're past the equinox, and things are happening out here at Sspopiikimi and elsewhere through the Lethbridge coulees. I thought today, since we haven't done it for a while, we'd take a little nature walk and I'd show you some of the stuff that's going on. Let's take a look at what's happened. There's a robin over here, but there's a lot of migratory birds have come in. There's red-winged blackbirds here already. There's you can hear that killdeer in the background right now. I saw a mountain bluebird maybe yesterday morning at the dog walk. I heard a meadowlark. I was just at the top of the hill and I heard a meadowlark up there. So lots of birds returning. Out on the blood reserve, we took a drive like a week ago. The swans are back. I haven't seen a lot of the, I haven't even seen the widgeons come through here yet, but they might have already come through. We should have green-winged, blue-winged teals here already, although I haven't seen any at the pond. I haven't seen coots. A lot of them haven't shown up yet. Haven't even seen any tree swallows yet, which is odd because the insects are out already. So the tree swallows should be here, but they're not. I don't know if our abundance of insects is enough for them these days. It is the time of, it is the magic time of the new moon, the Easter moon, which is, the egg hunt time, which is not something, I'd say it every year, it's not something that Hallmark made up or anything like that. It is the real true meaning of Easter. It is the time for egg hunts. And I'm going to show you just down the way here in the pond, there's already at least 3 goose nests established and incubating. I don't know if we'll get a chance today. Maybe we'll wade out to the big river island and see if there's any egg caches still going on. But yeah, the Easter egg hunt time has already started. Hey, if you haven't got your goose eggs already here, you're running late. The mallards will be coming next, and the teals and all of them, along with the ground birds, the Sspopiikimi, here the ringneck pheasants and the gray partridges will be laying eggs. The magpies will be laying eggs. I haven't seen the magpies doing any nesting activities yet, but I expect to any day now. The eagles are already nesting. They're probably going to be hatching if they haven't already hatched. It's warm today, 17 degrees, and it's been warm the last few days, maybe 4 or 5 days, and but windy. I've been out doing a little bit of stuff in the coulee, specifically looking at the rattlesnakes. Oh, this is interesting to note. I'm checking out the dog bane, and the dog bane is not coming up yet. I kind of expected it to already be up, but it's not there. Some of the flowers are coming out. The Sspopiikimi, the crocuses, what do you call it, moss phlox. I seen some moss phlox today. These little guys. This is a little tiny little mustard. This little yellow plant right here. Little yellow flower. This is a tiny little mustard plant that's coming up. Yeah, we're coming into the time of roots and shoots. As far as harvest goes, the season's kind of separated out what what you go after. And right now we're starting to get the shoots, and the roots are good now. They'll be a little bit better as it gets moist when we get the long rains coming in. But just looking around at what's going on, I'm seeing some cabbage white butterflies, lots of this. There was just a cabbage white on this mustard here, which is, traditionally where the cabbage whites lay their eggs. They lay them on mustard stems, and we got about 5 or 6 different wild mustards that grow along here. And if you eat those mustards, you eat the leaves or the seeds, but don't eat the stems, because you can get the cabbage white larva in your stomach, and that cabbage white larva can survive in the human intestines and stuff. And so this is why the term butterflies in your stomach comes from. Literally comes from that white butterfly that's laying eggs on these mustards. But there are plants like if you happen to get that, like if you happen to know you're getting worms in your poop and stuff like that, there is a plant here, this plant right here, this tall one with this little leafy green here, that's absinthe, the hallucinogenic liquor absinthe, but it's also known as wormwood because it'll clean the worms out of your system. It's a pretty high poison. Okay, there's a right here on the beaver lodge is our first goose nest, and she's got some turtles around her. It's a little turtle out on a log here. I'm gonna get out my other camera so I can show you a close-up. Here she is, sitting in her nest. She's been there, I don't know exactly how long, but at least 5 days now, I think. You can see a couple of turtles out here. I'm sure just down the way we'll see a bunch of turtles, but the painted turtles are up, and the rattlesnakes are up. I just did this morning 2 different news interviews about the emergent rattlesnakes. So maybe I'll show you a little bit of rattlesnake footage and pick up down the trail. Plain as day.
Oh shit.
Here's the basking log for Sspopiikimi out on the far south pool, the wide south pool. They just lined up on every basking source they've got out here right now. Yeah, from here we can see, there seems to have been trouble. There's where is it? Out here. right here there was a goose nest, and it looks like, well, Mama's definitely not there, and it might have been like they might have got a predator that went there and messed things up. I can see all her downy feathers from her belly there. That's that white stuff on the ground. Yeah, she wouldn't leave it exposed like that. And we had another goose nest just out here on this island, but I'm not seeing that goose either. She could be out eating. It's a possibility, but it's also a possibility that her nest is wrecked. Actually, with the geese nesting so early and all of these reptiles awake and alive and stuff, just the water's filled with turtles right over here. I expected almost the plants to be a little more advanced than they are. This is the old seed heads from last year's leaden spotted hoary cress, and you can see the new plants emerging here, but they're just tiny yet. I thought they'd be further along. I thought we'd have dogbane leaves. That's why I showed that back there. I thought even the absinthe would be growing a little bit more. So it's early for the plants, but I guess, you know, in terms of lunar time, the plants are on the mark, because we haven't even got to the full moon after the equinox, the Easter moon, yet. So, but that's coming. That's like this weekend, you know. So shortly after that, things should start popping plant-wise. But like I say, we are getting a few blooms already. Anyway, we'll continue on. Alright, here we got what I'm sure is a wandering garter snake. So I get close. Yep. Wandering garter snake. Heading into the grass. So they're already leaving their dens. They're not even sticking around the dens now. And that means when we get up here, we're gonna see some snakes. We're going up to check out the snake dens that are just up here, which is a mix. It's got wandering garter snakes, plains garter snakes, prairie rattlesnakes, and the bull snakes, all in one area. So we'll see what we run into over there. But yeah, that's gonna go check on that. That was cool seeing that wandering garter snake. We might see them doing a mating ball up here, where they all, like, you know, 20 snakes are all wrapped together and stuff. Yeah, we'll go check it out. Keep finding these caterpillars. I think this is the third one we've seen crossing the path. So they're probably migrating somewhere to pupate. Most likely they wintered as caterpillars. Found somewhere to kind of, what do you call it? Hibernate. But yeah, they're wiggling across the paths, and they're pretty quick. I think he was trying to hide. I can't remember what the species of moth this turns into off the top of my head, but I'm going to look at my files because I know I've identified this before. If I can find it, I'll type the name in here for you. This whole area right up here, this whole flat that I'm on, like, this is the old 1940 to 42 coal mine in here, the one that exploded that still steams in the winter. It's the old coal mine entrance. And in the ground here on this flat, there's a lot of fissures that go deep, and so there's snake dens all in through here. There's There's a bunch of snake dens, but we're gonna see if we can find some right now. Baby's already seen his first rattlesnakes of the year. And now he's seen a garter snake too. And he saw bull snakes yesterday, hey?
Yeah.
There's a train coming. Raven just flew past. It's a really nice day out here. Hard to believe in like 2 sleeps it might snow again, but that's the way it is. Still in the winter moon, last winter moon. A little pile of them here. Here we got some wandering garter snakes. They're coming out of this hole maybe. I thought maybe we'd see a mating ball here, but we might be a little late for that. Garter snakes wake up pretty early. Also, I was hoping to see plains garter snakes here as well. There's a whole pile of garters here. So that's probably a mating pile right there. I don't know if you can see them the way I can. They're all in there. They're taking off now. Except maybe the ones that are actually involved in the mate right now. These two are wrapped together. Probably doing their thing. Yeah, I think they're locked up. These two are mating right now. Yeah. Hey baby, what do you think? Do you even see it? Yeah, I was hoping to see some bull snakes here too. Des is just stopped up here with the baby. Right along this ridge here is a good place to find bull snakes. I haven't seen any yet, but look at this. Someone came out and dropped their skin right there. That's a bull snake skin right there, isn't it? Or no, is it? That could be the king of wandering garters. Trying to get a sure identification. No, that's a bull. That's a bull snake. Skin right there going into this hole. Hey? See, this is all along here, there's these little mouse holes and stuff. And the bull snakes occupy these places. Here's moss phlox, like I was talking about. And we already have a bee visiting. An indigenous bee. Not a European honeybee. That's pretty cool. Hopefully I'm getting that bee a little bit on video. It's pretty small. Well, let's go back up here and check out Des. But yeah, I've explored this whole ridge here, and I know that there's a little bit surprised we ain't seeing any rattlesnakes right with the garter snakes today over here, because the rattlesnakes, as you've seen from my video earlier, are definitely out and doing their basking thing. But I don't know, apparently not at this site, or maybe they didn't winter here this year. I don't know. There are seeming to be more snakes up top this year than there was last, so could be they're migrating some up that way. Filming her, filming me.
Expecting.
I told Des, hold him here.
Excited.
Told her, hold him here. And she's like, what do you see? And I'm like, I think I got tiger beetles having sex. Pretty sure. Hey. Giddy up. That is the cowpath tiger beetle, but it's two different color morphs, right? So you got the black color morph on top and the green color morph on bottom. I'm assuming the green is the female in this case. And normally they would totally fly away from me, like way before I got here. Oh, where'd they go? But they can't, because like those snakes back there, they're stuck in the coitus. They're called cowpath tiger beetle, but in the past they would have been the buffalo path, really. But basically anywhere you got these like dirt paths like this, you're gonna get the cowpath tiger beetle, which is just one of the tiger beetle species we have here. And I guess there's a pretty good market for them as exotic pets in Japan. People keep cowpath tiger beetles because they're hunters, and they're really, when you see them up close, you know, they really look. I know I keep zooming in and out. That's kind of fucking dumb of me, but when you see them up close, they're really ferocious looking. They got these big pinchers. In fact, he's probably got her held by the neck with his fucking pinchers. I bet. See. You can. Well, I'll probably be able to see it on my computer better than I can see it on my screen here, but I'm betting his mandibles are right around her neck, holding her tight. Yeah, they look pretty fierce, and you can feed them other insects and stuff. And like here we got a little ground beetle. Yeah, I don't know at what point, but at some point my video stopped rolling there. So I've put in a fresh battery and we've headed down the path. But I wanted to note this phenologically. This is either the golden currant, black currant, or red currant. They all look exactly the same until they're got their berries, so it's hard to tell. But anyway, this is a currant plant, and it's got its little currant leaves popping out. Hey. This is the first bush, so to speak, that I've seen pop with leaves, but I should be looking for the flowered bullberries, because the bullberries are the first really of the berry bushes to start doing stuff. And they flower, you know, just like normally when I'm out looking for goose eggs. So this time of year, the bullberries should be popping and flowering and giving some much needed nourishment to the starving bees from the winter, you know. Usually once those bullberries pop, it's just a buzz all around those bushes. Kind of getting a sinus cold or something. I don't know. COVID-3. Anyway, continuing on. I get excited about stuff. It's just like, what's going on? Like, oh, we got to look at that. Check these out. The little pussy willow buds on the Saskatoon plant, you know. These are going to open up with flowers and leaves pretty quick here. Yeah, the Saskatoons are budding out. Down here is where most of the bullberries are, but I'm not going to go walking down there right now. I think I might even be able to see some flowering from here. But we might be able to run into some other plants along the way. And here's some more Saskatoons. Yeah, they're all budding out, getting ready to pop with their leaves and flowers. Like the Saskatoon, the chokecherry here is also getting ready to pop. It's just going to leaf out to start. It's not going to shoot its flowers right away, but it'll be pretty quick following the Saskatoon. But yeah, that's what these are, the leaf buds getting ready to pop. It's going to be summer. Haven't decided yet whether we're going to wade out to the river island to see if there's any real Easter eggs going on. Let's see what time we are at, because the boys are at school, but they'll be coming home, but we still got an hour and a half. I think we can do this.
What are we doing?
Wade out to that island and look for eggs and or goose nests. They might all be sitting on the nests already for the most part out there. We'll see at the pond that's already nesting, but there might be some caches out there. The last few years the island had caches kind of late. That's what we're talking about, right out there. Just walking along the wreckage of the forest main down here from the fire 3 years ago. It's still like a long ways from bouncing back to be the forest it used to be, and this may be why there's no tree swallows back here yet. There should be tree swallows, but there's not really a forest for them to live in anymore. Still have some living trees, and here we got a living tree eater, the porcupine, gate scarp, who is the original firewood maker, because as you can see, he'll eat that. Like, look at that branch next to him. He's stripped that wood right off that branch. That branch will die, and either the wind will knock it down, or in the past, ladies would take a big crick stick, like a war coup stick, and put it up there and pull that thing down as firewood. There's the guy. Look at him. Again, I'm zooming in and out, but I had to go back because he's alert now. He's doing shit. Hey, buddy. Sspopiikimi. Gate scarp. Sspopiikimi. It's good to see you. He's got an itch. Yeah, maybe from here we'll carry him. This right here is an area where I've demonstrated like catching crawdads and stuff in the past. This year it's just dry. Every year the river's getting shallower, drier, and we are entering into a political era where the global warming thing is not going to be much of a concern to people. Look at this. Here's a piece of crawdad right here. Crawdad face. Right there. An old one. But yeah, we're gonna go look at what's going on at the river island. Used to be a lot of nests at the river island, but with the river so low and accessible, I don't know. We'll see what we see when we get out there. Gonna leave the stroller here and hike with baby. We do have to cross a little bit of water, but not too deep. Hopefully baby won't take a plunge. We'll go see if there's some goose nests to check out. I'm looking at the riverbed here, seeing if I see anything worth mentioning. There should be bronze tiger beetles that look like desert camo right out in this area by now, but I'm not seeing any yet. This water is pretty low. A trickle of its normal whoosh. Oh, look out for that. Trickle of its normal self. Do you want me to hold him while you roll?
Okay.
Hold on. All right, we're back in action with the rolled up pants. Out this way is also one of my favorite swimming spots. My swimming hole. Oh yeah, I stopped up there. I was telling Des, I picked up this, found a plastic bottle. And I picked it up, put some gravel from the trail in there to act as the rattle. Because normally when I come out here looking for goose nests, I bring a rattle so that the ganders won't beat me up. I don't know if have you ever seen the TikTok where the gander beats me up?
No.
The gander kicked my ass the other year because I didn't bring my rattle out here with me. Like split my head open and stuff. I have a good TikTok. If you go to my Ryan First Diver TikTok, you can see the gander beat me up, and I have in the background I have Will Smith saying, "Keep my wife's name out your out your fucking mouth." Alright, this is the last bit of water we gotta cross. There's a goose couple just booked it off right there. And we'll come up here and see what we see. Yeah, I just noticing right over here, all of this down that's in the plants suggests that there was a goose nest up this way that's destroyed, because normally when the geese nest, they just they might trench just a little bit, hardly on the ground, find a low spot, and they'll pluck all their belly down. It might have flown from over that way somewhere. I don't know. We'll keep looking. They pluck their belly down as the lining of the nest. They might if there's some plants around like here, they might add some plants in there before they pluck their belly. But that's definitely a goose down that's all through these sweet clovers here. Anyway, see if we can find us any nests, active or inactive. Baby. First Easter egg hunt, baby. So we've got some broken goose eggs. Broken goose eggs here on the rocks. One here. Excuse me. Pieces of it in through here. So some goose must have been caching eggs probably right up in here. Probably already they got a lot to compete with, like the magpies. See, there's another broken egg right here. Probably she was using this, which has been used in the past as a nesting. Yeah, you can even see there's old belly feathers and stuff still there. No eggs right now. Probably the magpies got to her, and or the gulls, and already stole all her eggs. Not seeing any even active nests out here so far, which is weird. But then, you know, we aren't at the full moon yet. Normally it's the full moon that triggers the nesting, but we know from the pond there's already geese nesting away. Yeah, I'm not seeing any active couples anywhere out here. Normally there would be. I'd see at least an alert gander or something. Nothing. I don't think we're gonna find our Easter egg today. But true Easter is not till Saturday anyway. This Saturday, the full moon. But still, I don't even see any couples out here setting up. There was like one or two goose couples that we've seen that might be setting up to nest here, but nothing like in the past where we'd have a dozen nests or more out on this island. Yeah, there's nothing. Just here where this wood and stuff is, there'll usually be a goose nested here. There's just nobody around. Yeah, I'd say we're out of luck. No goose nests on the island as yet. So I'll come back and check in a week or two. Want me to carry you some more, baby?
Yeah.
Back up on the cut bank now, and I noticed these, what I was talking about, the bullberry. You can see this one is just flowering. Okay, and so far you got like a European honeybee over here. I would expect a lot more bees actually than are right with this plant. I'm surprised. I got European honeybee, some I noticed some thatching ants when I first touched the bush. But yeah, I've been looking at all of these bullberries are budding. They're gonna flower, so it may just be early yet for the bullberries too. You know, most of the plants, just because I know some of the geese are nesting at the pond, I'm getting ahead of myself thinking that the plants are gonna be already busting when they're not quite there yet. I did notice, I'll try to find an example here. Of course, here we got leafy spurge. That's what this is here, leafy spurge is coming up. But I noticed some Sspopiikimi. I'm gonna show you this stuff right here. Okay, so this is the plant that the flower moon is named after. Sspopiikimi, or some people call it Sspopiikimi. when this flowers, it's like tobacco planting time, and buffalo calf hunting time. And it's gonna be pretty soon. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I got some kind of cold brewing in my nose. I've been sneezing. My sinuses are stuffed. COVID-3. So we're almost back to the parking lot now. See if we encounter anything else along the way. Well, I guess that's it for today. A few early nesting geese. Little bit of plant activity coming into the roots and shoot season. Got some insects out there getting it on and waking up from the winter, going to pupate. Lots of little things going on if you know what you're looking at and stuff. So hopefully I come back out in another week or so, give you another peek at what's changed. Lots of goose couples that aren't sitting on nests yet, so we'll still have some nesting and some Easter egg hunting to do.